Alright, this was a pretty fully loaded Spanish Grand Prix. Um, it's not normally like this. A Spanish Grand Prix is not normally supposed to be such a quote-unquote hype and intriguing event. I don't think it would have been as intriguing a Grand Prix if Leclerc's engine didn't blow up, or the one that perhaps had less valuable data points, I should call. But anyway, this is gonna be expected storylines going into Monaco. Quick turnaround for Monaco, not as quick as it used to be. Usually, well, back in the day, not that long ago, mind you, the first day of running used to be on Thursday. That's not the case anymore, unless, I don't know, the schedule's lying to me. I'll always check anyway, just to be sure. But yeah, nowadays Monaco has a standard weekend. Back in the day, the running used to be done Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Now it's like a standard weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Kind of dims the challenge a bit, but anyway, we'll get to an interesting detail about the Friday running in Monaco, or the first day's running of Monaco, at the end of this vid. Yeah, we'll get to that at the end of this vid. But anyway, the expected storylines going into Monaco. I think I just list them out. 1, Leclerc, he has to win. We'll expound on these as we revisit them. But Leclerc, he has to win Monaco. That's not up for, well, the car can fail, I suppose. That would also be a really bad result for him, but he has to win. 2, how good will the Merc be in Monaco? Yeah, we'll get to that one as we revisit it. 3, are Mercedes clear of Bottas? This will be our first test of that, at least a high downforce spec circuit. 4, how will McLaren run at Monaco? And 5, can Alpine find a strong result? So topic 1, Leclerc, he has to win. Now, yes, he's crashed Lauda's car. Supposedly it was a brake failure. Okay, whatever. You know, at the end of the day, he's crashed the car. It's bad optics. It's perhaps fuel for the doubters, I suppose. But really, at the end of the day, it's inconsequential, and he's probably learned something by crashing that specific car around a circuit that he would no doubt consider himself a quote-unquote expert at, right? But anyway, he's crashed the car. It's bad optics. The Webosphere has had its takes on it. Well, mostly it was mostly Twitter news, I suppose, but the news reports on Twitter nowadays, so it is what it is. But it was mostly, it riled up the Twitter space. And it's bad optics. You shouldn't be crashing any car at Monaco. But all that aside, it's a good time to learn a lesson about the streets of Monaco, especially away from a Monaco weekend. So there's some positives to take from him, regardless of it being a crash, especially for him. Some positives, especially for him. But coming off of Spain, where he frankly put on a clinic all weekend until the car let go on him, he was really putting on a clinic. I wonder what the final gaps would have been if his engine never went. And I do also wonder what type of fight Verstappen would have actually been able to mount against that Ferrari in Leclerc's hands at Spain, without issues on his car, with no DRS issues, whatever. But anyway, and without the spin. But anyway, on first observations, it looks like Ferrari should have the fastest car heading into Monaco. But it's a bit of a question mark. It remains to be seen if the form of the car continues into a high downforce spec circuit like Monaco. Remains to be seen. but I do think they have the best car. Ergo, Leclerc, he has to win either way, regardless of what happened in Spain. Even if Verstappen won and Leclerc finished second or whatever, probably would have been a better result than, demonstrating fastest car and then failing to finish. But anyway, heading into Monaco, I am expecting Ferrari to have the best car. I'm expecting Leclerc to walk, quote unquote, walk this pole. But that's all if buts and maybes. I have to see what the high downforce spec of the car actually is first, and how it compares to whatever Adrian Newey and his motley crew would have. But I'm expecting good things from Ferrari. They don't disappoint. I'm sure the designers are having a lot of fun with that car, but anyway. And the car not finishing would be problematic, I suppose. A final note on that. The car not finishing would be very problematic, especially at Monaco. Now we'll see how unlucky Leclerc is at Monaco this year. Well, we'll see that. Storyline number 2. How good is the Mercedes going to be in Monaco? And have the characteristics of the car changed on account of the upgrades? Now, why is this an expected storyline? I believe, right, these are my expected storylines. But I made comment of the nerds earlier in the season, calculating, I would suppose, to them in their own dark rooms, that the car was perhaps the highest downforce spec car on the grid, and it would just have teething problems, as Mercedes figured out how do you actually contain all that downforce. So word on the street is that supposedly Mercedes have the highest downforce spec car. Now, has that perhaps changed with the upgrades? I don't know. No one knows. I don't even think Mercedes know. But yeah, it will be really interesting to actually see how that car goes in Monaco. And then it's put in another niche environment like Baku, then another niche environment like Canada. So we'll get to see what the car can do at both its highest downforce spec and its lowest downforce spec when we go to Canada. And coming off of Spain, Saturday, I believe it was. Yeah, it was Saturday running. Mercedes were quote unquote performing the fastest in the straights. Now, of course, Red Bull weren't sandbagging, they were just running a different program, I suppose, at that time, because Red Bull did close the weekend with the fastest straight line speed. But at some point in the weekend, Mercedes were fastest in a straight line. So it will also be interesting to see how their car performs in Canada in exactly the next few batch of Grand Prix that are coming up. Ideally, it would be like Monza, and then we just get to, we get to see everyone's real low downforce spec. But anyway, so heading into Monaco for Mercedes, I do want to see how their car performs at that type of circuit specifically. It's going to be a fully loaded qualifying, I suppose. I'll have to do a qualifying video for Monaco. It just is what it is. But yeah, things are looking interesting for Mercedes, especially with the whole team leaving Spain with smiles all across their faces. Anyway, expected storyline number 3, are Mercedes clear of Valtteri Bottas? That's self-explanatory, that one. I really do wonder if they're clear of Bottas with these upgrades. I don't think they are. Matter of fact, something that's not talked about is that Alfa Romeo, when they start progressing their car, Bottas might start threatening the likes of Perez and Sainz if they don't actually unlock the performance of their cars. But are Mercedes clear of Bottas? Well, we have to see that over the next few Grand Prix. I don't expect them to be clear of Bottas. Bottas is really just driving a blinder this season. He really is. Now it's perhaps not that. It's not that folks should be asking, oh, why didn't he do that at Mercedes? He was doing that at Mercedes. He was. It's just a different game at the front, and we're kind of seeing that with Carlos Sainz. Now Bottas, he was actually good enough to open seasons with victories and the like. We'll see what his form looks like as we get into the mid-season and perhaps the end of season. But, Bottas right now, he's driving the wheels of the thing. He's one of the best performing drivers on the grid right now. Quite literally. Although I do wish Zhou was finishing more Grand Prix so that we actually had a type of barometer to pair him up against. But either way, the car looks good, Bottas looks good. It's probably a I gotta make that Priestley video. It's probably a Priestley situation where all the mechanics like, well, I don't really want to work with the rookie. What does he know? He doesn't know how to set up a car. Tsunoda didn't know how to run a weekend last season. He's the transformed driver this season, but he didn't know how to run a weekend. So the mechanics are like, I don't really want to work with the rookie. The rookie, he can take the interns or something like Seriously. And they all said this guy's coming from Mercedes. He's worked with the cream of the crop. I gotta work on his car. Let me see how he instructs me. And they're getting their bang for their buck with Bottas's performances. So this is just what happens with the sport. It's not. You could shade it that way if you want. You could shade it racially if you want to. It's not really that way. Most times, 9 times out of 10, maybe like 98 out of 100. But anyway. So, Armag clear of Bottas, we'll have to see that over the next few Grand Prix. I don't expect Alfa to perform that well at Monaco, despite the car actually looking good. But anyway, I don't actually expect them to perform that well at Monaco. I do expect Bottas to maybe threaten the podium at Baku or something, but we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens. Expected storyline number 4. How will McLaren run at Monaco? Why do I say McLaren? I don't know. Ricciardo is about to be near some glitz and glam. He's probably gonna pull out a good drive around the streets of Monaco. And does that McLaren car actually look good or not? I'm not sure. Looks kind of solidly mid-pack, but the drivers can pull something out, the engineers can pull something out. And I expect Ricciardo to pull a different gear out in Monaco. He likes the place, especially if it rains. If it rains just, by chance. I don't know, wet races at Monaco have become a little more common lately. But anyway, I don't expect it to rain. But if it were to rain, then, I would be looking out for McLaren as dark horses for a really strong result. I'll be looking out for them as dark horses around Monaco anyway. Just the dynamics of the team are kind of set up to fish a good result out of Monaco. So I'll be looking for them. I do expect Ricciardo to score his first blood in the Battle of the Fates at Monaco. If he doesn't, well, I don't know. I don't know. It's a long season, so we'll have to see what happens with him. And the 5th expected storyline of Monaco is, can Alpine find a strong result? They've got two drivers on very good form. Both of them, I'm sure, will have tricks of the trade to share with each other around Monaco. Perhaps a little more one way than the other. Their car actually looks kind of good. Will it qualify as bad as it did in Spain? I don't think so. I would be surprised if it did. I would be very surprised if it did. But I mean, they're near France, on the Côte d'Ivoire. There's just something that has to be a little, quote unquote, in the stars for Alpine at Monaco. I mean, especially with the way Alonso's driving. He's been immense. He's frankly been immense all season. Unlucky, but immense. Ocon, he's also driving pretty well. He will probably fish a podium out somewhere this season, again. Whether it's a win is anyone's guess, but he'll probably fish one out somewhere. Alonso's probably owed something like a podium finish as well somewhere, so Monaco just seems the place for it. Monaco just seems something crazy might happen, a wild safety car here, a big accident there, maybe a crash behind safety car. And one other weird detail about Monaco, if there is like a safety car, well, assuming we get a sunny Grand Prix now, if we get a hot Grand Prix, like we did in Spain, if we get a hot Grand Prix and a safety car gets called, I don't know, mid-race or something, like at 50% distance, then the Grand Prix also becomes a reliability test, because you can't really cool the car back down with, well, the type of air you get around Monaco with cars swimming around. But anyway, small detail to look out for this Monaco weekend. First day of running, be it Thursday. I'm always going to be checking that. I can't run that one by me. If the Royals just decide and now Friday is lunch day again. Oh, but they're not going to run that one by me. But whichever first day of running is, pay attention during the free practice sessions. Why do you have to pay attention during the free practice sessions? Because the commentary team always talks about rumors in the driver market during the first day of running of Monaco. So pay attention to that. They have a pretty accurate hit rate. I'll call it that. They do have a pretty accurate hit rate. And yeah, I'll definitely be keeping track of that if they do let slip any rumors that come out in Monaco. Why do rumors come out in Monaco? It's anyone's guess. Anyway, that's the vid. Peace.
Hell breezy. Let me show you how to keep the dice rolling when you're doing that thing over there, homie. Hey, let's go! Cause I'm feeling like I'm running and I'm feeling like I gotta get away. Better know that I don't and I won't ever stop, cause you know I gotta win every day. Go! See, really wanna pop me. Go! Just know that you will never flop me. And I know that I gotta be a little cocky. No! You ain't never gonna stop me. Every time I come a nigga gotta set it, then I gotta go, and then I gotta get it, then I gotta blow, and then I gotta shut it. Any little thing a nigga think that he be doing, cause it doesn't matter, cause I'm gonna dead it. Then I'm gonna murder everything and anything about it. Boom, about a bing. I gotta do a lot of things to make it clearer to a couple niggas that I always win, and then I gotta get it again and again and again. And I be doing it to death, and now I move a little foul. Nigga better call a rap, and everybody know my style. Niggas know that I'm the best when it comes to doing this, and I be banging on my chest, and I bang in the east, and I banging in the west, and I come to give you more, and I will never give you less. You will hear it in the street, and you can read it in the press. Do you really wanna know what's next? Let's go. See the way we on it, and we all up in the race, and you know we gotta go now, try to keep up with the pace. If we struggling and hustling and set it, and I get it, and we always gotta do it, take it to another place, gotta taste it, and I gotta grab it, and I gotta cut all through this traffic just